Hello everyone. Today, we're taking two of the most powerful beings in mythology and gaming history and putting them head to head. It's the vengeful, god-slaying Spartan Kratos versus the immortal trickster Monkey King son Wukong. But before we get into that, remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss any more content just like this. You know the bell. The notification bell, you know it. Yes, I didn't have to say the whole thing, notification bell, you know what I meant. And also, I've decided to upload other non-God of War content on this channel. Don't worry, I'm not leaving God of War content completely behind. I'm not leaving it at all. I'll still upload God of War content, but I've decided to upload videos of me playing other games. So let me know what you think. Here are the videos that I've uploaded so far. They'll be on the screen. You can find them under the gaming section of the front cover of my YouTube channel. Anyway, who's got the upper hand? Who can claim the ultimate victory? Son Wukong or Kratos? The God of War or the Monkey King? Let's start off with Kratos, the God Slayer. Kratos, the ghost of Sparta, is a man who went from being a warrior fighting for the Greek gods to single-handedly taking them down. His story is one of rage, loss, and ultimately revenge. But what makes Kratos so strong? Why is he able to overcome the gods, titans, and abstract forces that define reality itself? Let's start with his speed. In the God of War games, Kratos' speed and agility aren't immediately obvious unless you dig deeper. But make no mistake, Kratos is incredibly fast. So fast that he's quicker than even infinite light speed. How can I be so sure? There are several reasons. First, Kratos defeats Castor and Pollux, a twin demigods from God of War Ascension who could manipulate time itself. Why does that matter? In the multiplayer portion of God of War Ascension, players can choose warriors of Zeus, who have an ability called the Essence of Hyperion. This power, as described in the game, allows the warriors to move at the speed of light by opening a Hyperion portal. But here's the key part. In a conversation between a fan and Izzy, I'm gonna butcher this, Medrano, one of the developers who worked on God of War for over 6 years, Medrano confirms that Castor and Pollux are faster than the Essence of Hyperion, and Kratos still outran and defeated them. Even without this confirmation, it's visually clear in God of War Ascension that Kratos was outrunning time itself, defeating these time-manipulating twins.
Place your offerings for Aletheia. We will decide if they're worthy at our will.
I offer nothing.
You presume to seek audience with the Oracle, and yet you bring no offerings? Bold. Stupid, but bold. Although you must have good reason to seek the Oracle, carrying such a mark. Return when you have brought appropriate sacrifice.
I have come to see the Oracle, and that is what I intend to do.
I would have liked to hear your story, warrior. It is a shame you fail to see reason. Remove him. We have to find a better slave trader.
Kratos also caught Hermes, the god of speed, who can dodge light emitted at close range. In the game, Hermes is the only god who can escape Helios' light, which represents the light of the sun. Steve Caterson, or Caterson, again I'm probably butchering these names, I'm so sorry, another developer, confirms this. The reason we don't see Kratos or Hermes moving at these speeds, at their true speeds in the game, is to maintain gameplay balance. Right? I know in God of War 3 it looks like Kratos is running 4 kilometers an hour, but that's not the case. They're just trying to maintain the gameplay dynamic. Don't take it from me, take it from Cory Barlog himself.
We always have this thing is no matter what game we worked on, and I think this was even with the handheld games, the first 2 games and the 3rd game, and even the current game, people are like always pointing out Kratos is a god, he can take down these giant creatures, yet he struggles with a chest. And I was like, guys, this is a concession you just sort of have to accept. It's like people who question, you know, where does Batman fill up the gas in the Batmobile before it was nuclear powered.
Yeah.
You know, you don't imagine him at 3 a.m. trying to get a fill up. And I think it is just one of those concessions that in order to get the dynamics within the game, yes, sometimes you have to struggle and press the button to lift up a gate.
Yeah.
But he can lift up, you know, the world with Atlas. And it is that you'd never, I think, be able to have any dynamics in the game if it was always adhering to that one reality.
Yeah.
Still not convinced? Consider this. Kratos killed Atropos, one of the sisters of Fate, who could travel at infinite speeds. All this evidence suggests that Kratos surpasses infinite light speed. What about his strength then? How strong is Kratos really? Let's break it down. Kratos has surpassed and killed the Furies, abstract beings born from the blood of the Primordials. The Primordials, as personifications of existence itself, represent concepts like space, time, power, life, and death. Their powers extend beyond infinity and the dimensional limits of the God of War universe. The Furies embody and enforce oaths and will, capable of enslaving the mightiest beings, including the Titan Aegeon, a hecatonchire. These beings exist beyond time itself. Kratos, still far from his full power, was tortured endlessly in their realm, but eventually broke free with the help of Orcus, the son of the Furies. He rebuilt his strength and destroyed the Furies at their full might. Kratos also defeated the primordial Morpheus, a personification of dreams and mind, who threatened the entire universe and even forced the gods of Olympus into slumber. Using the power of Helios, Kratos eradicated Morpheus from existence. Furthermore, Kratos slaughtered the gods of Olympus, who hold immense power comparable to their Greek mythological counterparts. He bested Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who carries the weight of the earth, heavens, cosmos, and underworld. These are all infinite or immeasurable realms, and Kratos matching Atlas in strength is an unfathomable feat. Kratos also defeated Hercules, who after completing the 12 labors held up the infinite cosmos, meaning Hercules himself had infinite strength. And when he fought Kratos, Hercules wore the Nemean cestus, gauntlets that further increased his strength. But Kratos still decimated him in battle. Kratos also reacts to Helios' light as if it's nothing, and this light is described as instantly filling the infinite underworld. Kratos also reacts to Hermes' immeasurable speed and later killed Hermes, stealing his speed and gaining immeasurable speed himself. The Sisters of Fate, who control the fate of all things and exist beyond time and space, were butchered by Kratos. He also destroyed Thanatos, the personification of death, who existed before time and ruled over death for all beings, including the gods. Thanatos was as powerful as Uranus, the creator of all existence in the God of War universe. Kratos eviscerated Kronos, the personification of time and space, who killed his father Uranus and took his throne as the supreme being of existence. Uranus, with a single punch, birthed all reality, including infinite planes like the heavens and underworld, and yet Kratos defeated Kronos, who defeated Uranus. You see where I'm going with this? Kratos even ripped the soul out of Hades, who held absolute power over the dead and reigned over the immeasurable underworld. After falling into the river Styx and becoming weakened, Kratos still defeated Hades and took his power. Kratos also killed Gaia, the personification of life itself, and ultimately butchered his father Zeus, the god of the gods. Zeus held dominion over all Greek existence, including time, fate, and reality. He could erase any being with a thought and had blended into reality itself, meaning his death would collapse existence. And it did. Yet Kratos killed Zeus, and despite Zeus's death unraveling reality, Kratos survived. Let me say that again. Kratos defeated Zeus, his father, who controlled the universe. In their final battle, Zeus ascended to an astral form, becoming one with the fabric of existence, which made him invulnerable to physical attack, yet even in this form, Kratos destroyed him. Zeus's death caused the destruction of reality itself. The entire Greek cosmos began to collapse, yet Kratos survived this collapse, a testament to his immeasurable durability and strength. He goes beyond the gods, beyond the titans, and even beyond reality. In the Norse saga, Kratos defeated Thor, who splintered the world tree Yggdrasil, a tree that transcends infinity and connects all of existence. Kratos also faced Odin, who had the power to manipulate space-time and transcend comprehension. And don't tell me Kratos is weaker in the Norse games than he was in the Greek games, because firstly, Corey Barlog confirmed that that's not the case, and I don't want to really get into that for this video. If you're really interested, go ahead and watch this video, or wait a little while I cook something up behind the scene. Anyway, Kratos' powers go beyond just brute strength and speed. He is a true immortal, having defied death multiple times, and possesses a vast array of abilities like abstract and conceptual manipulation. Now, let's talk about Sun Wukong, the Monkey King. Wukong is a being of pure mischief and boundless power. Born from a magical stone, he gained power after power through trickery, cunning, and skill. He has defeated armies, outsmarted gods, and became immortal in every sense of the word. Wukong wanted immortality, and he made sure he got it. He didn't just rely on one method though. He ate the peaches of immortality, drank the elixir of life, and even erased his name from the book of death. That's 3 layers of immortality right there. No one, not even the gods, can take his life. It's like Wukong found every cheat code in the game. He's not just hard to kill, he's impossible to kill. This level of immortality is something even Kratos, who has cheated death, might be unfamiliar with. And then there's Wukong's weapon, the Rui Jingobang, a magical staff that can shrink to the size of a needle or grow large enough to hold back the ocean. In battle, Wukong uses the staff with absolute precision, clearing armies and fighting gods. This staff isn't just a weapon, it's a symbol of Wukong's power and control over the elements. Wukong wields it like it's a part of him. He can travel the distance of 32,000 miles in a single cloud somersault. That's like almost circling the earth twice in one jump. More like 1.5. He also rides a cloud that lets him traverse dimensions and realms instantly. In one of his greatest feats, Wukong challenges the Buddha himself by traveling across the ends of the universe in seconds, only to realize that Buddha's power still kept him trapped. And then there's Wukong's ability to use 72 transformations. He can turn into anything: dragons, birds, insects, you name it. And on top of that, he can create clones of himself. He can go from one Sun Wukong to hundreds, thousands, millions. There's no limit, and each clone is as powerful as the original. Imagine fighting an army of Wukongs, each one with the same strengths, speeds, and abilities. It's like having an entire raid boss fight you solo, but instead of one boss, you're up against an army of them. Sun Wukong is also able to copy the powers of any opponent he faces. He was able to support the weight of 2 heaven mountains on his shoulders while running with the speed of a meteor. No doubt he is the strongest god in his pantheon, being able to hold the weight of a chunk of the universe. He was comparatively the strongest god in heaven even before receiving Buddhahood, becoming enlightened and equal to Buddha. Sun Wukong's immense powers made him increasingly arrogant. He declared himself the great sage equal to heaven and challenged the authority of the Jade Emperor, ruler of heaven. He caused chaos in heaven by defying the gods, and again even eating the peaches of immortality, which granted him eternal life. His rebellion led to a battle with heaven's forces, which he won until the Buddha himself intervened. The Buddha managed to imprison Sun Wukong under a mountain for 500 years as punishment for his arrogance. Eventually, Wukong was released to assist a monk on a journey to retrieve sacred Buddhist scriptures from India. Sun Wukong, bound by a magical headband that causes pain if he disobeys, protects the monk and battles various demons along the way. Sun Wukong has fought armies of gods, defeated demon kings, and like I said, even challenged the Jade Emperor and survived an encounter with the Buddha. His combination of brute strength, speed, and magical prowess makes him a nearly unstoppable force. Sun Wukong is mischievous, incredibly powerful, but also clever and loyal once reformed. He's often seen as a symbol of rebellion, wit, and perseverance. His story has been adapted into various forms of media, including movies, TV shows, and games, and his influence can even be seen in characters like Goku from Dragon Ball. That's a little fun fact for you. Now, before I get into who would actually win between Kratos and Sun Wukong, I'm gonna urge you to go back and actually watch everything I had to say about Kratos' feats and Sun Wukong's feats, because I know you saw the timestamps on this video and just skipped all the way to this point just so that you can find out what the verdict is. Yeah, I'm on to you. But if you haven't done that, I salute you. Anyway, Kratos versus Sun Wukong. Kratos has taken down gods, titans, and abstract forces of existence itself. He's faster than light and stronger than beings who hold the cosmos on their shoulders. Wukong, on the other hand, is an immortal trickster who can't be killed, can travel the universe in an instant, and can transform into nearly anything. Kratos has raw strength and durability that's hard to match. He's destroyed entire pantheons and survived the collapse of reality, and his power grows each time he comes back from death. Wukong's immortality and magical abilities make him almost impossible to defeat permanently, and his sheer speed and versatility in combat give him an edge. Like Wukong, Kratos has defied death on numerous occasions. He's been to the underworld several times and has escaped death through sheer willpower or help from others. For example, in God of War 2, Kratos is killed by Zeus, yet he fights his way out of the underworld with the help of the Titan Gaia. And in God of War 3, after falling into the river Styx and being severely weakened, Kratos comes back stronger and goes on to destroy the entire Olympian pantheon. This repeated ability to return from the death thus puts him on par with Wukong's immortality in many ways. Like Wukong, Kratos is not someone who can easily be killed. And even when he's down, his sheer tenacity allows Kratos to come back, often stronger than before. Each time Kratos returns from death, his powers grow, whether by absorbing the abilities of those he defeated, like Hermes' speed or Hades' dominion over souls, or gaining new weapons and magic, the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan Axe, yada yada yada. He becomes more dangerous after each resurrection. This mirrors how Sun Wukong gets stronger through trials and battles, but Kratos' growth is often linked directly to his sheer force of will and desire for vengeance. In the newer God of War games, set in Norse mythology, it's evident that Kratos is holding back significantly. His role as a father to Atreus and his desire to escape his violent past seem to temper his actions. For example, he often avoids unnecessary violence, only fighting when absolutely necessary, and he tries to suppress his Spartan rage, which was once a defining part of his character. This suggests that we have not seen Kratos' full potential in the newer games, and he's clearly capable of more destruction and power than he chooses to show. If Kratos were to unleash his full fury, especially with the years of experience and wisdom he's gained, his power could reach even greater heights than we've seen so far. Given his history and divine lineage, it's possible that Kratos' full potential is something we have yet to witness. There are several hints that his power could still grow. Kratos is the son of Zeus, and his lineage grants him incredible potential. It's implied in earlier games that Kratos has untapped divine power that might be far beyond what he has demonstrated so far. The power of hope that Kratos unlocks in God of War 3 is an abstract and nearly limitless force. While it's unclear how much of this power Kratos retains, it's possible that this aspect of his abilities could still be explored or expanded in future games. Kratos' entire history revolves around killing gods, often those considered far more powerful or untouchable. He has defeated beings like Zeus, who ruled over all existence in Greek mythology and could reshape reality with his thoughts. Kratos' ability to rise up and conquer such deities suggests that no matter how powerful his opponent is, he can find a way to win through sheer determination, power, and experience. Kratos' ability to come back from death and his potential for even greater power add new dimensions to the fight with Sun Wukong. One thing you need to know about Kratos, he never tires. His rage fuels him endlessly, and the longer the fight goes, the stronger and angrier he gets. It's like his strength is tied directly to his fury, and no matter how many enemies stand in his way, it only makes him more unstoppable. Just look at what he accomplished in God of War 2 and God of War 3. Kratos fought thousands of enemies, from mythological beasts to titans, gods, and soldiers, non-stop, just to reach Zeus. He faced entire armies, tore through monsters, and climbed the very mountain that housed Olympus, all without breaking a sweat. By the time he reached the final battle with Zeus, he's not tired, he's just more dangerous. Wukong's clones? They might be an annoyance to most, but to Kratos, they're just fuel for his fire. He thrives on the chaos of battle. Kratos took down an entire army of enemies on his way to Zeus without stopping, without resting. When you face Kratos, every clone, every enemy only makes him stronger. It's not a fight you can wear him down in. It's a fight where you have to survive his rage. Well, can't just Sun Wukong copy Kratos to defeat him? He could, but Sun Wukong copying his opponents would not allow him to gain any covert abilities of the person he transformed into. He will not gain Kratos' knowledge, therefore his transformation could only match the target's appearance and physical power, not necessarily their skills or techniques. And also, reaching Buddhahood in Sun Wukong lore did not necessarily mean Sun Wukong got physically stronger. In the novel, as well as the original folklore before the novel, there was very little detail on what changes actually entailed after Nirvana and Buddhahood. It was pretty much just Wukong was named a Buddha by the Buddha. That was it. Buddhists assumed it would be the exact same thing as whatever was said in Buddhism about reaching Nirvana and Buddhahood, and everyone else accepted that. In essence, reaching Nirvana represents personal liberation, while Buddhahood represents an even higher level of enlightenment, where an enlightened being remains active in the world to help others achieve the same realization. There's also no direct evidence that Sun Wukong, the Monkey King from Journey to the West, becomes omnipotent, omniscient, or omnipresent in the way these terms are understood in theological or philosophical contexts, as some people out there are saying. Moreover, Sun Wukong was overpowered by cosmic forces. The weight and confinement of the mountain he was trapped under for 500 years were designed to crush his rebellious spirits and remind him of his place within the greater cosmic order. And it was never established if Sun Wukong's enlightenment and transition to Buddhahood made him invulnerable to these same cosmic powers. While Kratos, on the other hand, was never affected by cosmic power. He was unaffected by the cosmic powers of the Furies, the Fates, or even death itself. So when it comes to endurance, Kratos is in a league of his own. He thrives on battle, gaining strength with every swing of his blades. No amount of clones can overwhelm him. In fact, they'll only fuel his wrath. Wukong may have his immortality, but Kratos has the rage and resilience to keep coming back stronger over and over again. Yeah, sure, we've seen Kratos struggle after his fight with Baldur in God of War 2018, but again, that's not because he's weak. There's a reason for that, but that's again a video for another time. Just take my word for it. This is not a representation of Kratos' weakness. Matter of fact, it's a representation of Kratos' strength. And basing that Kratos is stronger than God of War from the Greek games, my point still stands. Kratos' history of defying gods, growing stronger through every trial and untapped potential means he could come out on top, even against a being as powerful and immortal as Sun Wukong. Buddha trapped Wukong under a mountain for 500 years. Kratos could pummel the monkey into a bloody puddle before doing the same. Until next time, stay epic, and remember, whether you're wielding a magical staff or the blades of chaos, keep fighting and subscribe.